My name is Emily. I'm 30, married to Luke, who's 5 years older than me. We've been together for 3 years. And yet, even now, I struggle to decide where to begin unraveling my story. What I can say for certain is this: it isn't a fairy tale. There's no happy ending tucked neatly at the end. What follows is a record of choices I made, steeped in regret and wounds of my own creation. Luke is the kind of man most people would call a blessing. Reliable, soft-spoken, and endlessly giving. He works tirelessly to keep his small business afloat, yet never fails to make space for me. He remembers the exact way I take my coffee. He notices chores before I do and handles them without complaint. His love is steady, quiet, unwavering. At first, I adored his simplicity, the way he made me feel safe, valued, wanted. But over time, my perspective shifted. Doubt crept in, disguised as harmless comparisons. Friends would gush about husbands who seemed more magnetic, more adventurous. Over brunch, their stories painted pictures of men scaling mountains, chasing thrills, radiating charisma. Then there was social media, full of perfect couples frozen in glossy snapshots of flawless lives. A seed of unease took root. Small at first but growing. I chastised myself for being ungrateful, reminding myself that true love isn't about surface-level excitement. But the feeling lingered, quiet but relentless, like a storm forming on the horizon. I began to wonder if I even deserved Luke's devotion, if I was worthy of the stability he offered so freely. And then came the night that destroyed everything. It started with an evening out. Friends, laughter, drinks that blurred one into another. I lost track of how many glasses I downed. Each sip stripped away my judgment, feeding a vague bitterness I couldn't explain. When I finally stumbled home, Luke was there, waiting like always, making sure I was safe. Instead of gratitude, resentment flared. And in one reckless moment, I looked into his eyes and spat venom. "I don't even find you attractive anymore." The look on his face, hurt, raw and immediate, is burned into my memory. Words sharper than knives, impossible to take back. The next morning, I woke with a throbbing head and a pit in my stomach. At first, the night before was foggy. But when I saw Luke sitting at the edge of the bed, eyes fixed on the floor, I knew something was terribly wrong. "Is that really how you feel about me?" he asked, voice so low I almost missed it. And then it came rushing back. The words, the cruelty, the devastation. I scrambled, blaming the alcohol, insisting I hadn't meant it. "Luke, I was drunk, I didn't mean it." But he didn't yell, didn't argue. He just nodded, stood, and walked away. That silence cut deeper than anger ever could. Days turned into weeks, and the distance between us grew. Luke didn't retaliate. He simply withdrew. The texts in the middle of the day stopped. The small smiles, the inside jokes, the little acts of care, all gone. His silence became my punishment. I tried to undo the damage. Cooked his favorite meals, even though I hated cooking. Slipped notes into his bag, reminding him of the early days when love felt unbreakable. Reached for him at night, hoping touch could mend what words had broken. But each attempt was met with the same tired, sorrowful look, and the same gentle rejection. "Not tonight, Emily. Maybe another time." Instead of confronting the wreckage, I ran from it. One Friday, suffocated by guilt and the heavy quiet of our home, I went out again. Told myself I just needed air, but really, I was running from the truth. That's when I met him. He slid onto the bar stool beside me, confident, charming, everything Luke wasn't in that moment. "Rough day?" he asked with an easy smile. I should have walked away. I didn't. I let the attention wash over me, let it fill the hollow I had created. And when he leaned in to kiss me, I let him. The moment our lips touched, my stomach turned. The weight of betrayal crushed me. And then I saw him, Luke, sitting in his car on the street outside, watching. He didn't shout. He didn't storm in. He just rolled up the window and drove away. The next morning, I held on to a fragile hope that maybe we could still fix it. But when I found Luke in the kitchen, his voice was calm, steady, final. You showed me last night that you don't value me or our marriage. I begged, sobbing, insisting it was a mistake, meaningless. But he only shook his head, his eyes clouded with hurt. I need time to think, he said. Then he packed a bag and left. He never returned. It's been 6 months since that night. Luke has moved forward, finding joy with a woman who gives him the happiness I failed to. I'm alone, left to face the ruins of my own choices. Friends have pulled back, unsure what to say. Even my mother, when she learned the truth, could only sigh and say, "Emily, you had a man most women would pray for, and you let him go." She was right. There's no redemption here, no clean resolution. Just regret that grows heavier with every passing day. If my story teaches anything, it's this: treasure what you have. Because once it slips through your hands, no amount of wishing will bring it back. I had everything I needed, and I let it vanish.